Hello, and welcome to the Uncensored Journey podcast, a raw, unfiltered guide to truths that matter. We are diving deep, getting real about what it takes to truly transform inside and out. Ready for truth? Ready for transformation? You're in the right spot. I'm Cyndee, and with me, as always, is Gabriela. Now, let's get uncensored. Today, we are talking about some things that I love. I love to eat them. I love to use them for beauty products. I love to use them, just love to have them around. I love to make them. Anyways, we're talking about healthy fats and healthy oils and healthy animal fats. And I'm going to let Gabriela start us off.
Thank you, Cyndee. So I hear a lot how you should have a low-fat diet, how fat is the devil. It's so bad for you. It turns out that actually fat is really good for you, and take this opportunity to use discernment in what you learn and read. So here are some of the vital functions in the body where fat is essential. Fat is good as an energy source. It's great for your cell structure. It's great for absorption of vitamins and minerals. It's great for your hormone production and regulation. It's amazing for brain function, insulation, of course, and protection. So today we're going to talk about the olive oils, the avocados, the coconut oils, and also all the yummy animal fats. And what is your favorite, Cyndee? Like in terms of oils, what are your favorite and which one do you use a lot?
Right now, I'm using mostly animal fats as oils. I will use in a pinch in this order, avocado and then coconut and then olive oil in that order if I need something like that. But animal fats like beef tallow or lard or schmaltz or butter are great for almost anything. It's really great. Huh?
Schmaltz.
Schmaltz, it's poultry fat essentially. It's chicken fat or goose fat. It's used a lot in like Jewish kosher cooking. If you ever had a matzo ball is made with schmaltz, it's got chicken fat in there. It's rendered down chicken fat. Yeah. But you could just buy it on the shelf too. But yeah, I've been using a lot of those. I like to fry things in beef tallow now. I use that a lot. Been using a lot of butter. I make butter. I make the tallow. I make the butter. Yeah, I just love the natural lubricants that the universe provided for us. Animals have that naturally for us. How about you? What are you using right now for healthy fats?
That's all. My favorite is coconut oil for sure. And yeah, avocado. I think it's the same order that you just described. I love coconut oil. It's great. I love MCT, right? Also like when it's compressed or processed. I don't know what the process is on how you get to the MCT, but I think there is a slightly different process than just coconut oil. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then like we've talked about this on a previous episode where, cooking meat, you don't need any sorts of oils because the meat is already prepackaged, if you will. It comes naturally with the fat integrated in the meat. And yeah, I don't necessarily use that much fat outside of that. Yeah.
I agree. I think also another misconception is that animal fats or healthier oils don't have a high temp for frying, but really that's not true because a lot of like beef tallow has the same smoke point as like peanut oil or canola oil that restaurants do use for fries or like when they fry anything like the chicken tenders or whatever you're being fried in frying things. Beef tallow definitely has a high smoking point. In fact, with the exception of butter, most animal fats have a really high smoking point, which is really good for cooking also. And also animal fats can be when you like render them down and you like store them like in a mason jar or something, they're shelf stable. They're shelf stable for like 12 to 24 months. Just the cooking oil that you get from the store, like the gross cooking oils. But also, if something doesn't expire, really, I think that should also be something to look at. I want food that expires or has a shelf life because then it's natural and fresh. Twinkies don't really have an expiration date. Do I really want to be putting those in my body? Same with vegetable or canola oils or whatever. They have a sell-by date, but they don't have an expiration date. Who knows? Who knows what's in it, what can happen? But animal products will definitely start to mold or rot at a certain point, but it takes a while for those if they're rendered correctly. And they're just really good for, like you had said, they have really good fats in them and they have really good things to protect your cell and the membranes around your cell. And it also helps with cell stresses and stuff, stresses on your cells, and helps redo that. I found that it's helping me rebuild my gut. I know that's something maybe for a different day, but it has a lot of the, like, animal products have all of the nutrients that you need to get without supplements. That doesn't mean that I don't take supplements to repair some of the damage that not eating that kind of stuff has done to my body. But we talked earlier about the linoleic acid, and the linoleic acids, like, you're just not getting those in the animal fats or in the good oils like the avocado, coconut, and olive oils. It helps with not contracting diseases, or helps with not being inflamed all the time, or hormonal stuff. We've gone into like organ meats and that kind of stuff at another time, but yeah, it's really awesome. It's just a really great way to get all the nutrients you need without having to take extra things.
When you say rendering, what does that mean?
So to make tallow of any kind, so you take the fat. Okay, let me start like this. So I'll take a chunk of meat, or sometimes I'll go to the local butcher shop and be like, can I have all your fat? And they'll sell me the fat for 75 cents a pound. And then I bring it home and I put it on super low in the crock pot, and and it will start to liquefy, like fat liquefies and makes like like an oil. And then all of the good stuff you have to scoop out the chunks of meat, because some meat will still be attached to the fat. So you scoop out all that. And then what you have left is this liquid gold, is what I call it. And you strain it out. I strain it out into cheesecloth, and then get rid of the big chunks of stuff, or because the meat is there, but whatever, get the meat out or before, but then there's still maybe like cartilage or some other things that you don't want. So I get rid of that. And then that's how you render it down. Sometimes I go as far as to clarifying it. And to clarify it means that I put it in water, and then the good fat rises to the top of the water, and then you just scrape it off, and then dump out the bad stuff that has sank down to the bottom. But you know how if you make chicken soup or something like that, and then you put it in the refrigerator and that layer of fat at the top,
Yeah.
it's the same principle. But I don't usually clarify it because I'm quickly eating it. And tallow has quickly become something that I use for kind of everything. I've been using it for lotion, quote, sunblock, I'll just eat a spoonful of it because it's a good fat to cook with. It's become my go-to everything. It's replacing coconut oil for me, because I was using coconut oil as like a moisturizer and things along those lines. But coconut oil is a great makeup remover. If you have, I love it. Like it takes mascara off like crazy good. But all these things that nature has provided for us, that just amazing. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Cool. So you said that you use tallow as a lotion and for your face. What other oils do you use for your body? Because I use quite a bit. Yeah, quite different oils.
Yeah, no, I use rose hips oil on occasion. Primrose oil is nice that I've used, and like I said, I use coconut oil also. Sometimes I'll use a combo of like tallow and coconut oil mixed together, so I have that oil and that like cream that makes like a nicer like moisturizer. The good thing about using natural oils and like tallows and stuff is that it absorbs into your skin. And what's absorbing into your skin isn't chemicals and crap, right? It's decent stuff that isn't going to harm your body. There was also another point I was going to make, but I forgot. So maybe I'll think about it in a minute. But yeah, what do you use?
I've been using castor oil. Like I got a bottle, and so like a bottle where I could mix a bunch of oils. So I'm putting almond oil. They're all cold press, almond oil, castor oil, rosehip oil, and then shake it and then use it. And that's been working really well. And, speaking of castor oil, it's great. It's such a great moisturizer for your eyes too. And because you're putting it on your eyes, like the eyes are directly connected to your liver. So like it acts as a detoxifier as well. So you could do like castor oil compresses on your liver, but you could also put it on your eyes at night, and then that supports the detox process as well. And it's really cool.
That's awesome. I do use castor oil too. I actually just got a bottle for my mom because for her liver, like she sticks it on her belly every night before she goes to bed. It's
That's
like
awesome.
nature has great stuff. Like I really feel that nature has given us everything that we need. We just need to use it, utilize it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll go into it at another time. Other infused oils that we like, I use a lot of oregano oil that I make myself and that kind of stuff, essential oils and shit too. But yeah, I definitely, the castor oil is a good one. Thanks for catching that. Rose hips oil.
So
It,
good.
it's nice. So nice. So nice. Yeah. What do you use for animal fats? What are your favorite animal fats?
Yeah, my mom's been using tallow, and so I'm using tallow too. But again, since I've been focusing so much on the different courses and programs and my clients and everything, I have not had as much time to cook as I would like in the last year or so. So I don't really do much of the cooking. So yeah.
It's a good thing you got your mama.
Yeah, I've been spoiled.
Yeah. And she's a good mama.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I get to do all the cooking and I love it. It's something that I definitely make time for and it's like a meditation for me. And so I like being in the kitchen. Started making my own butter and I will just eat that. Like,
Yeah, how do you do that? Tell us like briefly, because I know we were talking before we started recording and you mentioned it's super easy and we choose to have the instant gratification and the convenience aspect, which may not be in our favor long term.
yeah, I don't know about you, but where I am, butter is like $5 a pound. And
Yeah.
it's cheaper to make your own butter. And I think we've been sold on this idea of convenience, like you said, and that it's just convenient to go to the store and buy a pound of butter. And that's totally true. Like in a pinch, like if you need to buy a pound of butter, buy a pound of butter. I'm not saying you suck if you're not making your own butter, but it's super fucking easy to make your own butter. It's literally heavy whipping cream, which I get raw heavy whipping cream. I throw it in my KitchenAid mixer with the whisk attachment and I just let it go. I just turn it to like medium. I turn it to the little number 4 thing on my little lever, the 4 setting, and I just let it go. And then it just becomes like whipped cream. Then it becomes like a thicker whipped cream. And then it starts to separate from the liquid, starts to separate from the solid. And then eventually it starts to change color. So it goes from like a bright white to a more yellowy butter color. And then at some point it happens really fast. The point from just starting to separate to solid, it goes by like that. It's just super fast. And then starts clumping into butter. And then you just remove the butter. I strain it out and I save the buttermilk because I like to bake with buttermilk. I cook with buttermilk and it's raw, fresh buttermilk. I'm not even going to lie. Sometimes I drink that shit because it's freaking delicious, fresh. But with a little nutmeg and cinnamon, I'm telling you, heaven. But then you just separate the butter and I put it in a little cheesecloth and I let it drain all the rest of the moisture out. And then that's it. Then you've made butter. At that point, while it's still soft, if you want to make it salted butter, I add a little Celtic salt to it and I like mix that around in it. And then I form little makeshift sticks. I weigh it. I weigh mine into 1/4 pound sticks so that I can bake with it. And that's it. It's so good.
That's so cool.
It's so easy. And it's so good. Like I literally eat spoonfuls. I'll just take a stick of butter and just eat butter. Like I'll just take bites out of it throughout the day. So good.
So if you don't have that machine that does the spinning for you, could you do it manually? Would it be more effort to do it manually?
Yeah, I do have a butter churner.
Okay.
I bought a butter churner. I have that too, but it takes a long time to not have that process. You can also use a hand mixer. A hand mixer would work for you too, but that does take a little bit longer. But it's not a hard thing to do. It just takes a little bit. But it's so worth it. I don't, when you buy butter at the store and you like eat store-bought butter, it like a lot of times I get like a little like greasy film, like fatty film, like in my mouth. Have you experienced this too?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fresh butter does not have that. So it just tastes like heaven in your mouth and it melts and it tastes delicious and it tastes like butter. So good. Oh, also, it's not going to be like solid butter, but another way to make butter out of heavy whipping cream, it's going to be like a spreadable butter, is just put it in a mason jar and just shake it till it's solid. You just shake it till it's solid. It takes 5 minutes of shaking, 5-ish minutes, depending on how heavy-handed you are and how, yeah, you can get your workout in.
I
But
love it.
it's good. Sometimes I'll do that when I make cornbread. I'll put honey in the heavy whipping cream and just shake that up, and then I make a spreadable honey butter for the cornbread, and it's delicious. So if you do not have a mixer or any type of churn or anything like that, is also another option.
Sounds lovely. Now you're making me want to go make my own butter.
I recommend it. Send me pics if you do. I'll send you pics. I took pictures of the last time I made butter. I was so excited.
I love it. Please do.
The heavy whipping cream, the raw heavy whipping cream I buy, it was on sale for $5.99 for 32 ounces, which was like free. So I was like, I'm buying a whole bunch. So I made a whole bunch of butter and threw it in the freezer, and it lasts in the freezer for a good while. Yeah. So good. Oh, another tip is that if you leave your heavy cream out of the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes before you start with the mixer, it will make the process go a little bit faster.
Thank you.
Pro tip.
Oh.
Yeah. I like to know what's in my food. I really do. But there's also, what are your thoughts on ghee?
I don't like the taste.
Okay.
But however, I know that it has a lot of great benefits, and I don't remember all of them right now. Do you know more about that?
For a cooking standpoint, it's nice because the smoke point is like 465 degrees Fahrenheit. And so it's like the highest smoke point of all animal fats. And so it's nice for frying or cooking something like that, but also it also doesn't need to be refrigerated like other butter does. Yeah, ghee, I don't know, I like the taste of it.
I know that it's like it's within the Ayurvedic, like it's a staple within the Ayurvedic methodology of taking care of your body and health. And I know that it has a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
And it's really good for your organs. I
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
And cholesterol and things like that. And there's also the cholesterol myth. Maybe we could talk about that a little bit too, where we're talking about fats and oils and stuff. And there's a good cholesterol and a bad cholesterol within your body. And when it says it raises your cholesterol, oftentimes they mean it raises your good cholesterol, which is something that you actually want. So in fact, technically they're not lying, but they're lying by misleading. That's a better way to say it. But yeah, the bad cholesterol you're not going to get from all these amazing things. I remember when I was a kid, there was like this war on eggs, and they're like, you're going to get high cholesterol from eating eggs. And I was afraid of eggs for so long. So I'm like, I don't want the high cholesterol, but turns out I do want that high cholesterol. So yeah, it's the good kind of cholesterol. But ghee has a lot of benefits for like cholesterol, blood cholesterol markers, and it makes them nice and balanced or high, whatever you want to do with that.
Yeah. So I did a quick search because I don't remember all of this by heart, but we have good cholesterol, which is the HDL. And the purpose of it is that it transports the cholesterol, right, to other parts of your body, to your liver. And it helps reduce heart disease. And it also acts as a cleaner, clearing out excess cholesterol that could stick to blood vessel walls and form plaque, leading to heart disease and stroke. And then you have bad cholesterol, or LDL, low density lipoprotein. And obviously, the bad cholesterol can build up in the walls of the arteries, the opposite of the good cholesterol. And you want to keep the LDL low, because if you don't, you increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. That's like very high level in a nutshell.
That does not sound great.
No, it doesn't.
I also wanted to point out one other thing about like animal fats, and that is that it's best, I think, my opinion is it's best to do grass-fed, grass-finished animals, and then, or if you're doing lard or schmaltz, like I said, really knowing what that animal has been eating, because if they're eating seeds and grain or like corn or like whatever, if they're eating laced food, that food is going to be, that crap is going to be now in the fat, in the animal, in the milk, in the everything. I try my best to buy grass-fed, grass-finished beef stuff. I try my best to do chickens that are organically raised on, not on seeds that they eat like natural, like bugs and stuff out of the grass. Pork is a hard one because pigs will eat kind of anything, but trying to really find like the good quality meats, the good quality pork in that. But it's not just, I don't just, I can't just go get like any kind of something. Make sure that you like the ingredients that you're going to be using are good ingredients, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Absolutely. But there's just so many health benefits, like just so many health benefits. The tallow is just, it's like we talked about the like the cells, the ghee, like with helping with cholesterol. Butter, like butter is linked to improve sleep, immune function, and fertility. It also can reduce, I know it sounds counterintuitive based off of what we're been sold. Butter can really help reduce your risk of diabetes and obesity and heart disease. There's like that, like you had mentioned, that good fat. Lard has vitamin D in it, and that's very helpful. And it's also it's just a good way to get like other nutrients. I don't know what schmaltz has in it, but I just use schmaltz like on Jewish holidays because we use it to make stuff. But I'm sure it has some good stuff in it as well, because they Jewish people use it as a instead of butter for things, because you can't have meat and dairy like the kosher. So so we use animal fats. Duck fat is high in great amazing things too. It like helps with cardiovascular health. And there's just so many health benefits to animal fats and cooking with them. And there's also avocado oil, back to the oils too, like avocado oils, like that's also a healthy fat. Avocados are a healthy fat. You're getting all those healthy fats and health benefits with the avocado oils, and the oil. Coconuts have a lot of health benefits as well. Coconut oils. I don't see a downside to this. I really don't. Oh, there isn't. I just want to, I know I mentioned this on here before. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, no, I was just gonna say, none of us are professional nutritionists or doctors or anything like that. However, in our experience, we've experimented a lot with different things, and these are the things that have worked the best for us, and that there's many studies to back it up if you know where to look. Because you could, like Cyndee has said many times, you could turn the results of a study to reflect what you want your outcome to be. So the test can be manipulated. However, there are people that have integrity out there, doctors and scientists and so on, that have integrity, and that their tests are third party, that there's integrity in the way they collected the data.
Yes. And I was just going to go with it on a personal note here. I was just going to talk about when I'm eating seed oils and eating more processed things, or quote unquote sugar-free or diet or fat-free, I gained a lot of weight, right? Even on my plant-based vegan diet, I gained so much weight. But now that I have switched over to the bulk of animal fats and animal products, I don't eat a lot of vegetables anymore. I eat meat and some fruits and nuts on occasion because they're delicious and they're natural here, but where I live. And like I've noticed a difference in how my body loses weight now. Like I can lose weight, like something has happened, shifted in my body. I healed something that is now allowing me to drop body fat, which is incredible. So I can lose body fat and gain muscle, which is what we all want. And at the end of the day, and I get to watch my body change into something that's a more healthy, what I consider more healthy. Like excess fat is not, in my opinion, a healthy thing. Excess body fat is not a good thing. I'm getting to watch those things just from my own experience, one versus the other, right? a lot of like highly processed vegan food or plant-based food versus an animal-based diet where I eat lots of good fats and lots of yummy things, and I get to lose weight and be healthier in the process. Those are lose fat, gain muscle. The animal-based, the plant-based diet was just holding on to fat. My body was just holding on to fat, and it wasn't gaining muscle. But we have a special scale at my gym that like that measures body fat and measures BMI and like measures how many pounds you are in fat and how many pounds you are in muscle and what's your overall weight. Because you still have like organs and bones and skin and stuff that weigh something. It's interesting. It's nice to see the change because for a long time I wasn't, because of the way I was eating. And the way I was eating was the media's quote unquote healthy way of eating. And I stopped doing that.
That's wonderful. Heck yeah.
Getting there. So my new theory in life is if the news or social media is telling me it's healthy, I do the opposite.
It's a great strategy.
It's working for me. It's working for me. Have you noticed any health benefits for you switching over? I know when we met, you were also vegan, so.
I can't think of any right now, to be honest. I do eat I incorporate animal products. However, I'm eating a Mediterranean diet without the grains. And I do incorporate now because I've gotten my blood work back and my iron levels are dangerously low. So now I am eating a lot more red meat. But honestly, I can't really say that I could see a difference or feel a difference. I think my body needs both. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. This has been an interesting conversation. I'm glad we had it.
Always interesting.
I know we're like super similar, but like also complete opposite at the same time. I don't know how that works. But anyways, we want to thank you so much for joining us this week. Please can subscribe on all of our platforms. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Uncensored Journey. You can follow me at The Worth Warrior, and you can follow Gabriela at Phoenix Medicine. Until next week, have a great week. Bye.